As you guys know, I'm covering the subject of money and especially how to get rich smart. Because as I say, money cannot buy happiness. We know that, but it certainly can buy you some peace of mind. Think about it. In the United States alone, 66% of people find finances one of their most significant stressors. It stresses people out a lot. First, you're stressed about your university loan because you graduate from college, and you come out, you with $100 to $200,000 in student loan, but you get a job, you come out of college for 40 grand. Do the math, okay? So now a lot of people stress about their mortgage. So mortgage could be another 30 years, that you're locked in for of a bill. So now you're stressed. And then you're still in a rush to provide for your children with a decent future. And in 40 years, guess what happened? You're panic stricken because now you have to deal with retirement. So you get the idea here? You've got it stuck in the money chasing race. This is the reason why on the horizon you see it's distant mirage, but you're pursuing financial freedom, but you just don't see it. So if this is the case, and this is your case, okay, do not despair. I got good news for you. And you see, financial freedom is not an optical illusion at all. It's much about, like you're accessible to something powerful. Augustine, is very nice to see you right here. Like it's much more accessibility, to your imagination. Thank you, Augustine, for the like also. Statistics can back this up. 8 out of 10 millionaires come from below middle income. Let me put it to you this way, guys. Mine is not even a middle income. I come from a very destitute, very poor family, growing up as a kid after I lost my dad. So, as I mentioned earlier, financial freedom is about breaking free from limiting beliefs. See, I had a mentorship program this afternoon, and I spent tremendous amount of time just on the reshaping of the mind, on how you have to break exactly your limited beliefs, because the amount of money that you make is determined by your level of belief. So it's not your wallet that matters, it's your ways. So it's not even how much money you have right now. Oh my God, but you don't understand. I need to make money, I need to do this. Just relax. It's not the amount of money you have right now. You know what matters right now? Is the way you think. The way you think, it's everything. You see, there are no inherent money issues. Zero. In the world. In fact, there's plenty of money in the world. Those struggling to make ends meet might react with disbelief, with this statement like, what do you mean? There are trillions of dollars in the world. The world's population is in the billions. That's like 7 to 8 billion, but there are trillions of dollars in the world. So it's not the supply of money that's missing. However, let's reframe, and I want you to think about the money symptoms instead. Like if you are experiencing financial difficulties and you're having a tough time, you can often trace that roots back to your patterns of beliefs and your patterns of thinking growing up as a kid in your family. Go back to that. You will realize that if you think back to your childhood, did your parents ever tell you that money is wrong or money is dirty? Think about that. Just go back to your childhood. If so, did your parents ever say, hey, do you think money grows on trees? Did your parents ever tell you that all rich people are crooked? I would just want you to think about it for a second. So, if you're struggling financially, you have old beliefs that you have, incorrect beliefs that you have, that you need to break. It's a blockade. So I even recommend like hypnosis for some people for a breakthrough, because you got to break something to walk through it. That's why we call it a breakthrough. So if you're dealing with money problem, it is not really that there's no money in the world. It's you have beliefs that needs to be broken. And that's the issue right there. So you say, did you ever receive like a proper financial education from your parents? Think about that. Did they ever sit down with you and talk about budgeting? I actually taught you how budgeting works. Or better still, I want you to think about this. Did any of them sit with you growing up as a kid and they said, you need to invest in these stocks, in these bonds, you need to buy this property? Did you have that growing up? Did you have to study that on your own? So you see, money is a way to be happy. and it changed the world. Money came. And notice how that perspective can transform your entire life. So money is a gateway. Let's say, yeah, money doesn't make you happy. I get that. But money is very high up there. So what's the point here? You got to make money. People who struggle with money symptoms always they shield themselves with excuses. Here are the most common ones. And by the way, if you're making these excuses, most likely you can relate, and most likely your account is very low. Number one, I still don't have a lot of time. It's too late now. You see, if you're speaking that language, money is going to elude you. Why? Because the earlier you start investing and saving money, the better it's going to be. So you can never say it's too late. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is today. I don't care if you're 99 years old. Start right now. Another common mistake people make. I will invest once I start making a lot of money. It's almost like saying, I am going to harvest the fruit. Think about it. Okay, by the way, I'm going to go harvest the fruit. And I'll build a silo, but you never planted. So anytime you're saying things have to be right for you to invest, what you're saying is this: I do not want to be a millionaire, because you don't wait, you move. All right, now watch this. Another one. When I pay off my debt, then I will start investing. So I'm going to carry a financial burden and I'm trying to invest simultaneously, when all my bills are paid. That's a mistake. Because when you're waiting to pay your bills, guess what happens? Bills are not going away. Bills are part of life. So which means you're going to wait till you're 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old. That's way too late. You start investing here and now. Another mistake. I'm not smart enough to invest. I don't even know the subject of money. See, nobody was born to be financially savvy. Not you, not me, not anybody else that's out there. You can learn the basics through books, courses, videos, or by hiring a mentor or a financial advisor. Talk openly about money with friends and family. Share experiences and insights with them. Did you know only 14 states in the United States have mandatory school courses on money? Think about that for a second. Only 14 states. No wonder majority of people are really struggling with this subject. Second thing I want you to think about, to start chasing your dreams and not just the dollar. Start chasing your dream. See, when you have a purpose and you're going after a purpose, money comes with it. The time you have a problem is when you're not chasing a purpose. Then you got a problem. See, have you ever sought out the help of financial advisors or planners, or a mentor, for example? And then guess what a mentor will do? A mentor will reshape your mind and put you in a place where you can start thinking wealth. A mentor will take you from your current reality and they'll put you into what we call your future reality. The moment you are in your future reality, guess what a mentor will do? A mentor will connect you, have you locked in until that becomes a reality for you. So, what if you don't have a mentor? What if you're trying to sort this out on your own? You see, you have to create a vision that feels so good, that feels so authentic, that is you, that it excites you, it motivates you every single time when you look at it. You grab your notebook, you start forming things, but you start writing these things down. How do you go about that though? Step one is to craft your vision. Okay? Like anytime I meet someone, the first thing I say to them, can you cast me a vision 5 years from now who you are? So Augustine, you're here right now. Some of you are right here with me right now. If I call out to you and say, what's your vision? You should post. But what's your vision 5 years from now? Who are you 10 years from now? 10 years from now, I never even thought that far. Bam, you lost. Well, you know what? 5 years from now, I hope to have my own house. I hope. Damn, you're not thinking, you're making it up right now. But if you ask someone, they go bam, bam, bam. No thinking. They already casted a vision for themselves. So that means they have a propensity towards what? Working towards their future. You say step 2. Don't want exercise. What do you mean? Divide your sheet into two columns. If you're writing this down, so in your two columns that you just divided that, write down things you want and things you do not want. So when you write down things you want and things you do not want, you know what it does? It allows you to be very, very definitive in purpose. When something comes into your life that doesn't match what you don't and what you want, you immediately just put into the do not want zone. When something comes into your life that is something you like, you embrace it into the want zone. Some people don't have that. So which means everything that comes to you, there is no filter. You're reacting to everything. That's a lot of waste of time. So you got to write down again your want. Step 3, identify your money purpose. This is a big one for me because remember, money itself shouldn't be your ultimate aim in life. No, money is just a tool, but a tool for what? So instead, focus on what it can help you to achieve. Like, what's your goal? What did God call you for? Why are you on this planet? You're not on this planet just to grab a bunch of stash of money. No. What is your purpose? You see, start crafting your statement. My money purpose is blah, blah, blah. My money purpose is blah, like fill in the blank. Because when you are able to establish what your money purpose is, it's a lot easier for you to obtain money. You know why? When you start articulating your money purpose, people who share the same purpose with you, guess what they do? They open up their wallet, they give money to you. You can see how you can attract money into your life? Because this step is a very critical step I just shared with you guys. Okay, step 4, make a contract with your future self. You have to actually make a contract. Imagine yourself 10 years and write down your thoughts. Write it down, make it clear. This is a mental image, okay? That will be your contract with yourself. Not anybody else, not me, not anybody, not your dad, your mom, your brother, your friends, your neighbor, no. It's a contract with you. It's you versus you. So you write a contract with a mental moving image. You write a contract for yourself. Which one must, you have to stay true to. Here are questions that will help you with that. You could ask, in 10 years, I see myself as. 10 years from now, I see myself as. Like for me, guys, 10 years from now, I know I'm going to be traveling the world. I'm going to be delivering massive speeches all over the world. I'm going to reach hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. Like I've already reached them right now on social media, where I have a viral video that touched 80 million people. So I know I'm physically going to also touch millions of people. You know why? Because for me, it's very, very simple. I articulated a vision for myself. What's your vision? You have to ask yourself, okay, 10 years from now, I will contribute by, what are you going to contribute? Because one of the laws of the universe is to give. So what is your giving? And then you have to ask yourself, 10 years, I will love. What is it that the feelings and love God gave you? What is that for you? Because you have to express that. 10 years from now, I will be surrounded by. You need an environment. Because your environment shall make your dream even come quicker. 10 years from now, I've experienced. You write down the things that you wanted to have experienced 10 years from now. You see, you cannot find happiness in following society's scope. You will not. You cannot find happiness by following society's script. It lies in pursuing your own passion. It's a passion. Remember the passion of Christ? Okay? There's something that you love so much. You're willing to die for. It's a passion. It's a certain level of suffering that goes along with that. So now that you know that, right? Get rich smart. That's the title of all of this stuff. So let's think about this for a second, okay? I want you to value, your value proposition more so than your income, okay? So it's value over income. Get rich smart. Value over income, okay? VOI, value over income. This should be your mantra in your financial journey. Why is it value over income? Why income is just the money you receive for your work. Value, on the other hand, is the expertise and knowledge that you can offer. That's your value. So as your value increases, what happens to your income? Your income increases. The reason why you have to value over income is because as your value continues to grow, your ability to become wealthy also continues to grow. So determine what you bring to the table. Determine that. Identify your strong points that you can turn into money. Create a development plan and make sure that your value align with your financial aspirations, because you see, you have to try to monetize your expertise. You have to monetize that and the services that you provide. So it's not just enough to sharpen up your skills. You also have to sharpen up your skills to provide, so you can monetize the skills that God has given you. It's saying, I saw a lot of people, friends who are like, oh my God, they have great relationship. They know how to talk to people. They know how to connect with people. But are you ready? They don't know how to monetize that. So they're not cashing in. Or maybe, for example, you have a unique set. Everybody calls you. Every time they need to fix something, they call you for it. They call you for it, but they're your friends. So guess what you're doing? You're helping them, but you don't know how to monetize that. Or maybe you're gifted with speaking. Every time you speak, people laugh and all this other stuff. Maybe you're even a comic, but you don't even know you're a comedian. You never knew how to monetize that. Maybe you're a good writer. Like your composition, when you write, everybody's like, oh my God, you are really good. What's going on here? But you never learn how to monetize that. So guess what? Convert your skills to money. So it's called cashable. It's called monetization. And of course, you have to constantly review your value, because your value continues to go up. And sometimes you need to reshape your value. You need to tighten up your value. You need to get better with your value. Remember, you can only make as much value as you have. If you don't appreciate your value, then what's going to happen? If you don't appreciate your value, other people will not. If you don't value yourself, no one else will value you. You have to cherish the qualities that make you very unique. You see, guy, when I speak sometimes, people say, my God, you have an accent. Some people say, your accent is so thick. And I'm like, guys, I used to fight it in the early part of my career because I wanted to blend in so bad. So I was even trying to reduce my accent. And I hired people to help me to reduce my accent. But as I get older, I'm like, hold on a second. This is a gift. So the accent that some people criticize is the same accent that made me millions. You see, sometimes your talent, like the Bible said, your talent shall create room for you. Don't hide your talent. There's enough people in the universe to appreciate your talent, which is your value, and money is going to come to you based on the fact that you are organically genuine to your talent. So, if you're looking for practical ways to raise your value, try these methods right here. And by the way, I would like if you guys like this message I'm delivering to you guys. It's making some people say $500,000. Some people have already crossed over $1 million. So I appreciate that. So guys, somebody just did. I appreciate that. Okay. So those of you on, just take a second and just click like, on this. But your talent is going to create a lot of room for you. Well, if you're looking for practical ways, number one, receive, like education. It doesn't have to be formal, but you need financial literacy. Okay. Spicy tips. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. For all of you that like it, I appreciate you guys. Okay. So your education could be, for me, it's good to have a mentor. I will spend money on mentorship, because it said, if I have somebody guiding me, I believe that 30 minutes, with an experience on the field is better than 3 hours in a classroom setup. I like mentors. I do. My mentor, in fact, I'm just trading text messages back and forth with them. My mentor just interviewed former President Donald Trump. He interviewed all the big names in the country. It's amazing. I'm going to start a podcast in the next 2 weeks. That I'm going to interview athletes, because I was an ex-athlete myself. Okay, so I know the transition from being a professional athlete, to a regular person building the business. It's not an easy transition. So there's a lot of people that come out of the world of sports and they don't know how to transition. People come out of the military, they don't know how to transition. So I'm going to be talking about how to create, step-by-step process that can help people to make transitions when they're leaving one career to go to another. I'm actually super excited about this. But I say that because you need mentor, you need courses, you need people around you. You also need to go into what we call building your networks. Because you see, this is very, very important because you have to attend events to connect with similar minded people to share valuable insights regarding your field. It's very, very important because your environment is going to uplift you or deflate you. So, this is the reason why I tell people change your environment and change it fast. Find people in your life that's going to uplift you. Stop messing around with people who are tearing you down. But if you don't change your environment, then you're condemned to talk to the same people, the same language. It's 1 year, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5 years. You're still speaking the same language. Matt call it the language of brokenness, like broken people. So you don't want that. You want to improve tremendously. So that's why building your network is important. Also, you got to volunteer. Let me explain why. Okay, when you start volunteering in your community and you start doing your part, not only will you do good for the world, but you also learn new skills. And a lot of people that volunteer, guess who they are? They're similar-minded people who have done well in business and now they're giving back. So it's a good way to meet the right people also, but at the same time you're giving back. And of course, you see, a rich life is built on the things that money cannot buy. So if you're looking for that rich life, then you got to be prepared to go through this journey. Now, this next point right here is one of those that a lot of people, the reason I believe that a lot of people are poor is this point right here. If I'm to rate it, I'll rate the top 3. It's called not taking risk. No risk, you have no story, and you have no wealth. Because the only reason money is ever going to come to you is because you're willing to even take a chance. To build wealth, you have to take risks. You must, with a capital must. You must take risks. Because there's no other option. If you kept it simple, by the way, thank you for the like. If you kept it simple, then your result is going to remain simple. So the idea is this. Risking means, of course, investing in this case. You actually start investing. So where do you begin though? Here are several options for you, okay? Number 1, if you have a job and they offer a retirement plan, put money into it. United States 401k plan, do that. If you ever have a program called Employee Stock Purchase Plan, okay, ESPP, do that. If you have what we call a health savings account, HSA, do that. If you have an opportunity, okay, this option right here might work for people who have already accumulated some money. So if you already have, $50,000, I said $50,000 I meant to say. Then guess what? Invest in property. Buy a house. But this right here, you buy a house, that house, you can put it up for rent, and now guess what happens? You become a landlord. See, getting out of real estate can also be very challenging. We know that. As it takes much more time than selling stocks. However, though, being able to buy a house, being able to rent a house, and be able to hold on to it, eventually at the right time can set you free. You see, no matter your choice, you are on the right track as you try to make your money work for you. The idea is this: make money work for you rather than work for money. Because it's either money work for you or you're working to make money till the day you die. So it's a choice you have to make. It's not a complicated stuff. This is the reason why I'm hell-bent on teaching financial literacy, because when you begin investing as early as possible and make it a regular habit, this is what I teach my clients all the time. Just start investing right now. Like right now, start. Make it a habit. Even small investments is going to grow over a period of time. Then you go into a compound interest situation, which is the best gift you could ever ask, where your money begins to compound. And you're looking at a couple of things. You're looking at the length of time for your money to double. You're looking at the interest rates that you can get on your money. You're looking at basic, minimum investments you can put into it. And also you're looking at what we call the risk proposition of your money. How much of it can you afford to lose? These are the kind of stuff you ask yourself, as you go into the world of investing, so that this way you can make your money work for you. You see, you got to build a money machine for yourself and for your generations. Because as you begin to achieve financial freedom, you can pass it down to your future generations. I tell people, when you talk about legacy, don't just solve for a legacy for yourself or for your children. Solve for a legacy that transcends you, your children, to your children's children. That's how you're supposed to do this. So you're not solving for yourself right now. You're not even solving for your children. Solve for your grandchildren. It's a different way of thinking, okay? So now watch this. Step 1, establish a money machine foundation. Start with a well thought out financial plan. Note that states the timeline, because it has to be deadline. You guys follow me so far on this? It has to be deadline. Not to let, by the way, I'm not Australian. I was originally born in Nigeria. I live in the United States. I've been here for quite substantial amount of my life. But going back to this, you got to be sure that you create a machine for yourself that makes a ton of money. Secondly, work on your money machine components. There are 3 main elements of money machine. Number 1 is to leverage your income stream. So whatever money you're making, leverage that. So some money sources require like little effort to maintain, such as, for example, rental properties. It's a very good one, and it's easy to maintain. Dividends paying stocks are excellent. Royalties, excellent. You could build a side hustle for cash flow, and it's passive income. So passive income means you don't have to keep doing the job. You do the work one time, and then guess what happens? Every time somebody uses the service, you're getting paid. You see, I got into building my insurance brokerage. So as I go into building my life insurance brokerage, life insurance policies that I marketed 10, 15, 20 years ago, I'm still getting paid today for the same policies. So you got to get really smart about how you make your money. So like royalties, passive income, as opposed to active income, where you have to show up, you have to work and get paid. You're trading time for money. I don't want to trade time for money because time is limited. So I need to make sure I create a machine that continue to make money for me, either I'm present or not. It's called royalties. It's called passive income. So you have to grow that. You have to leverage that. You also have to leverage growth assets. Put money into investment like stocks, real estate, properties, so you can leverage over a period of time. Then you also have to go into something we call capital preservation strategies. So this is where you protect your wealth from issues like inflation and taxes, because you can make more money, but if inflation keep messing you up, guess what happened to you? It don't matter, man. You're done. You're dead in the water, because you could make all this cash, and what happened to you when you make all the cash? The money is gone, because inflation came, and inflation just wiped out everything. That's crazy. So when you do your investment, guess what you have to do? You have to make sure you actually are conscious of the fact that inflation can mess with you. So capital preservation is necessary. You see, protection is the final necessity of your affluence and legacy. Step 3 is optimize your money machine. So to keep yourself afloat, you have to constantly check your financial plan and see how that's working for you. It's extremely important. At the very beginning, you have to revisit your plan very consistently, and then you go to once a quarter, then you go to once a year. But the idea is that this machine must be moving in the right direction for you. It's like being on a bus that is heading to a destination. Make sure the bus doesn't veer off. Step 4 is to make plans for passing your legacy. You see, remember to give back. Remember that, because consider how your wealth can benefit your family, your community. You have to give back, because the laws of the universe require that you give back. You see, think of life as a cup of coffee. Think of life like that. The coffee represents all the good moments and experiences that you encounter. Okay? In contrast, the cup metaphorically represents everything that helped us to contain that coffee. So that means your formal education, your mentorship, your job, your money, your status. Look at a couple of that. Some people focus on what? On chasing the shiny, glossy cups, forgetting that life is about what? Savoring the coffee, enjoying the coffee. You have to embrace this metaphor. You got to understand that when it comes to making money, money is just a tool. That's all money is. It's just a tool. So, but that money must have a purpose for you. So it must do something for you. When you start thinking like that, the money comes to you. So let me give you 4 things to take a look at that I believe is going to help you to make your millions. Okay, awesome. By the way, I know what I'm sharing with you guys right now. Some of you are going to take this to work. Some of you won't. So there's nothing I can do about that. But I know a percentage of you, you're going to take this kind of messages. You're going to execute. And then who knows, 6 months, a year from now, you send me a message random and say, by the way, thank you, I made $1 million last year. I'm getting those messages right now. We're barely 1 year into this. I really went aggressive about February of this year. And now life are changing every day. From people listening to this, I'm making incredible improvement. So first thing you got to try, make a habit of saving 20 to 25% of your monthly income to use for investing. Just 20 to 25%. Make that a habit of yours. Number 2, create an emergency fund with enough savings to cover your essential expenses for about 3 to 6 months. So you have that, so you're not all stressed out every single time there's an emergency. Number 3, use a tracker to constantly review your weekly and monthly income expenses. So guys, I have a tracker. I'm very maniacal about this. If $1 comes out of my account, what's the dollar for? Why do I have $1? Guys, charges come in. What's that charge for? Bam. Do I really need that? Guys, even with the money I make, I'm very maniacal because you're never going to get to $1 million without learning how to control your expenses. The only reason you became a millionaire was because you were able to save so you can get to that status. It's not by accident. And if you never develop that skill set, even when $1 million comes to you, bam, it evaporates, it disappears. So having said that, folks, let me just bring this to a conclusion. I believe it's your time and it's your season. Don't waste it. Do not waste it. Take advantage of it. Okay? This is going to be an amazing year for you. The year is not over yet. October, November, December. You can make a quick change. Let your brain develop new neurons, neuroplasticity, grow, rewire your mind, get really good at this thing called the game of life, make a ton of money, and let's make the world a better place collectively. If you like my content, follow me on all of my social media platforms. This is Dr. Kehinde Thomas, and I'm all here to serve you to make your world a better place through thinking about financial literacy, bridging generational wealth gap, and putting you in a position where you have true freedom for yourself. So with that said, thank you so much for joining me. Walk like it's up to you and pray like it's up to God. Thank you, everyone. Bye now. Bye, everyone. Bye.